Well, greetings, YouTube model people. How is it going? Welcome to Model Cars and Coffee here on another fine Sunday morning. It is Sunday, March 30th, 2025. Double check on my calendar. Yes. Hold on a second. A little bit of beverage here. Yeah, so it's, of course, the classic Sunday morning Model Cars and Coffee series. This is my 6th episode. I'm going to start putting that in my title of which episode this is, but this is my 6th consecutive Sunday doing this, and I've been having a blast. And again, thank you for all the comments and the likes and everything else in my previous ones from previous Sundays. And again, thanks to Paul over at Left Coast Model Car Builds, obviously the creator for this idea of this Sunday morning Model Cars and Coffee. Very cool. So one more sip and then we'll get into what we're doing. And the mug this week is a new addition, or not a fairly new addition to my arsenal of mugs. This is really cool. I was looking for something, a stocking stuffer for my mom, and I found these really neat mugs from a company. If you Google Cup of Cozy, C-O-Z-Y, Cup of Cozy. They have a lot of different things, but they have these really cool mugs. And she has one with just a cabin on it in the woods, because she always said it would be great to have a cabin in the woods and sit there and watch the world go by, all that kind of thing. And hers is different too, because it's not just a straight shape. It's kind of an odd shaped mug, really neat, kind of rugged looking. Mine just has kind of a tent, the outdoors, one of my favorite animals, a moose, a bear here, and again, just a bunch of trees, and there is a cabin on the other side. It's a little hard to see it, but so there's our mug for this week. Again, if you're not familiar with my series, pretty much feature a different mug every Sunday, or every time I do one of these, and also a different model, of course. So, without further ado, we're going to get over to this model here. I think I built it roughly around the 2008 time frame, even though what I'm going to show here says 2009, but I think I built it in 2008, if memory serves. And yeah, let's go, let's take a look at what we got. All right, folks, here we go. So maybe some of you will get an instant smile or laugh. This is a model of the famous Deathmobile, featured at the end of the movie Animal House, way back in the old days. So yeah, obviously quite an iconic movie of that time, comedy that is, and then of course this part of the movie was iconic, which was when they go after, hit the camera, where they basically trashed the parade at the end. So anyway, real quick, I want to get this out of the way because it's kind of fragile. I didn't realize this, but the club that does the IPMS Mosquito Con, which is actually coming up, not this weekend, but next weekend for us on September, listen to me, Saturday, April 5th, they did one year, they did a show, like a regional show here in New Jersey, and it was called Jersey Con. And there were a handful of models there, but being the first year of the event, wasn't overly successful. But there was a number of models there. It was probably like close to 300. But I remember, I think it was probably, I put this in like the customs class or something, because it's just a very unique car. I got a 3rd place for it, so there you go. It wasn't much competition in that category at the time, so for whatever reason, but it was fun to get an award for sure, and nice awards they were. So again, I believe, actually, if I'm not mistaken, this is a Jimmy Flintstone kit. At the time I bought it, was at the NNL East show. Jimmy Flintstone's always there. It's been there every year I've ever gone, going all the way back to like 2001, I think it is. So very cool. It's not an exact replica as far as the painting I did. because there were a couple things that I felt were a little beyond, at the time, my skill set to be able to pull off. So if you look at the real car, you'll notice a couple things. You'll notice this white highlight behind the kind of the logo for the frat house. And then in the front, you would notice that along with the teeth, behind the teeth or along with the teeth, there's like a red part of the inner part of the mouth and around the edges of the mouth. But I did paint everything else. Again, this is resin. It's a heavy piece. And it's just painted in semi-gloss black. I'm trying to make it kind of battered looking. If I did it now, I probably would have highlighted this damaged area with some kind of paint, maybe like a really dull chrome or something. But of course, again, back then, but it was kind of a 90% painting, 10% construction. Although this little whistle here on the front gave me one heck of a time trying to get that on there. But all this was hand painted. Again, the model itself had a great, the lettering sticks out quite a bit from the model. I'm not sure what to call that, but embossed or whatever. But again, I had, it was tricky because you had to do the red against the black, and you get a little red on the black, then you got to take it back off again. If you got, the other way around, you had to go back and do it again. A lot of touch up. And the part that I was most nervous about getting right, because it was just looked like it was going to be next to impossible, very daunting painting exercise, which is all this lattice work on the back. I'll call it the lattice kind of red and black. So obviously, again, the red, the part, or the lattice part does stick up off the body a little bit. So, but you have to be very careful with your brush as you go across there. I think I did that, if I remember correctly, over the course of like three sessions. Just did a little at a time. Like did all the way to one side, then did the middle the next night, and then the other side, the right side on the last night, and finally finished it up. So that's it for this week's entry, folks. Again, having a blast with the series. Here's one that's just a little bit more on the comical side, and all that good stuff. So hope you're all doing well, and we'll talk in a bit. All right, cheers.